session.
Thank you so much, Stella. Thank you for the introduction. And good afternoon and good evening, depending on where you may be joining us from. My name is Oladipupo Clement. I'm fondly called OC. And I'll be sharing with you something I particularly find instructive. And I'm certain we're going to be taking questions immediately after this. So please stay on the call. Whatever thoughts or whatever question pops up in your mind, feel free to type it in the chat box. We'll be taking them in turns afterward. We want to make it as brief as possible. What I intend to do with this session is to provide you bite-sized meal, you know, uh, and insight, something you can chew on, something you can process and apply almost immediately. Okay. It's no longer news that a lot of Africans migrate from Nigeria, from Africa, migrate to the West, migrated to North America, to United Kingdom in search for greener pastures. But that change in location has not essentially changed the economic situation. In fact, for some people, it has even gone worse. In fact, some people are living in regrets of, and I know that I should not have left and all of that. And so it's important that we provide what will help us scale, what would help us flourish regardless of our location. And that's what this is going to be about. So if you have been working 9 to 5, working multiple shifts, multiple jobs, and you still have nothing to show for it, you are working night and day, you are laboring so hard, and you have nothing to show for it, then you are in the right place. And this is going to be a sequence of lectures or presentation, whatever you would call it. And I say that because I do not want to belabor you with too much information within the time that we have. I guarantee you that in less than 1 hour, maximum of 1 hour, we will be done, including Q and A. Okay, so I want to begin from something that I consider very, very, very relevant. Now, no matter your faith, everybody wants to make money. But I see money as the outcome. I see money as the effect, not necessarily the cause. Sometimes it could serve as a cause, but money is usually what a lot of us want as a major outcome. And it's the reason why you migrated in the first instance. It's the reason why you go to work every morning. It's the reason why you are going for all the certifications, all the education you received. Money is at the end. In fact, some of us, the reason why we are praying, the reason why you are fasting, the reason why is the same reason, right? You know, but like I've come to observe, a lot of us are laboring so hard, working for money and learning very little or nothing about the money for which we are working. And I want to just show you something that I consider very, very instructive. I have found out in my research that there are 6 compartments in our lives, 6 principal compartments. It could be further broken down into other compartments, but generally speaking, these 6 compartments summarizes our entire lives. And if you have a good understanding of how each one fits the order, you would understand why you may be working so hard and still have nothing to show for it. And I'm hoping that you will derive some value from this. Let me quickly lay a foundation. And the foundation is the fact that you are where you are because of who you are. Most times people think that it is where they are. Most times people think that it is what they do. No, 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 no. It is not what you do. It is not where you are. It is who you are. Sometimes some time ago, especially when we launched the Financial Freedom Masterclass years ago, over 5 years ago now, I recall vividly teaching, and I told them, I said, see, there is a version of you that you need to become to attain what you have never attained before. You know why that's so important? Who you have always been can't take you to where you would love to be, right? What brought you here can't take you further. So you need superior skills. You need superior mindset. You need superior skills So a new version of you needs to emerge in order for you to possess what you desire to possess. So I teach the triangle of life. Let me see if I can illustrate very quickly. I teach the triangle of life, um, which essentially shows, you know, um, it shows that you need to be, okay? You need to be, so this is the triangle of life, okay? You need to be, and then you do, and then you have, okay? Or achieve. Now, a lot of people are achieving. Now, note this, the achieve part is the money you want to make, the wealth you want to create. But a lot of people are not achieving this because they are not doing. And people are not doing essentially because they have not yet become the kind of person that does the thing that needs to be done that ultimately produce the result. So they are not achieving because they are not doing, and they are not doing because they have not yet become. I often like to illustrate by saying a dog does not require rehearsal to bark. It's nature, right? If you are a cartoonist and you have to play the role of a dog, you need to rehearse barking over a period of time because that's not your nature. Your nature, it is not in your nature to bark. So the point is there's a nature, there is a mindset for wealth. Wealth is not created outside in, it is created inside out. So a lot of people are trying to achieve externally what they have not accomplished internally. And that's where the struggle really is. And let me be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Since I came to this understanding, my life has been sweatless. What I don't yet have is not far. It doesn't put me under any form of pressure. Why? I know how to get it. Now listen to me. If there is no change within you, there will be no change without. All right. This is so critical. This is so important. You are the most important critical success factor. If it must be, it is up to you. You want to have a better family, you change. You want to have a better business, change. Better career, you. All right. So it always begins with this. And this is the most difficult thing. As a matter of fact, 80% of all your life success is determined here. Everything else is mechanics. The remaining 20%, right, is mechanics. This is where the real work is. Unfortunately, the way each and every one of us have been wired, have been programmed and conditioned, is already programmed a particular way, right? That is like is guaranteed to fail. And your greatest weapon of prosperity or poverty is this thing here, your mind. Somebody calls it the weapon of mass destruction. It can also be a weapon of mass prosperity. If I can get you, if I can get you to shift, to make a shift here, honestly, 80% of my work is as good as done. And that's what I want to attempt to adjust. That's what I intend to attempt, or that's what I'm attempting to reset for us here. Listen, I can tell you this as somebody who understands how this thing works. Every time I meet a very successful person, every time I find an institution that has been existing for 100 years, 200 years, there's a thinking, there's a philosophy behind the operation. You can copy the operating standard operating procedure, but you still not be in existence for 10 years. Why? Because you don't hold the philosophy. You don't have the mindset, the operating mindset of the people who founded it. Okay. And this is so important. If you want to create wealth, you want to achieve what you have never achieved before, you have to become who you have never been before. This is very, very important. You want to achieve what you have never achieved before, then you've got to become. Notice I did not say you have to do. That is where a lot of people fail. That's where your failure is already settled. when you start out trying to do things you have not been developed, you have not become, it will become it will become very, very um, arduous. It will be it will be a Herculean task, like we normally say it. It will become a lot easier because it's now part of you, it's your nature. So let me share with you. These six compartments of our lives are very crucial. The first compartment of our lives that a lot of people are not paying attention to is our spiritual health. Now, this, your spiritual health defines your vertical relationship with your creator, God. Okay? And this is your core. This is what defines your essence. You are not your body, you are a spirit, right? And your source is not ape. You're not a product of evolution, right? Ape is not part of your genealogy. You were you came out of God. So you are God made. And my intention is not to make you feel, you know, apologies for that disruption. We apologize for that. So this is very important. Now, your spiritual health has to be properly guarded, right? This is what gives you signal and helps you to recognize seasons, times, opportunities, danger. Every human being has a compass in them that helps them to chart the course of their lives. Unfortunately, if this aspect of our lives is not intentionally developed, you will be a victim and not victor. You'll be a victim of circumstances now and again. Opportunities will pass you by. It is when everybody all the strategic people have taken advantage of it. That's when you'll be getting to know about it, right? Nothing should happen to you by surprise if you develop this compartment of your life. Now, this is still speaking to you as a person. I found this so interesting. I found that the when God was creating fish, the entire aquatic animals, he called them out of water. In order for them to survive, they had to stay rooted and connected to water. Anything that disconnects them from water essentially destroys them. If you move a fish out of water, it dies. What happens to it? It dies. It suffocates and eventually dies, right? So as long as we maintain this vertical relationship with the creator, right, we stay healthy. Now, the emphasis for me is health, not even growth, because anything that is healthy is bound to grow. The second compartment of our lives is our emotional and mental health. This is becoming more and more important these days. This is relationship with, this talks about relationship with ourselves, with self. A lot of people, years ago, I had the good fortune of attending a therapy school. And during my induction, the facilitator said we should do something that was very funny. He said each and every one of us should eulogize ourselves. Listen, you may be wondering that I thought they said you are struggling, working so hard, and you are not making enough money. I'm telling you the foundation. This is the root of it. The root of the struggle is not that you are not working hard enough. It's that something is not there needs to be a reset in who you are in who you are becoming. So the man said, I want you all to eulogize yourself in 120 seconds. Many of us, especially those of us from Africa, we are very familiar with eulogizing God. We are familiar with, we don't even see a problem in praising God and worshiping God and magnifying God. But we even consider it to be a taboo to eulogize ourselves. And it will shock you. All of us in that room, all of us are successful people. These guys that I saw in that room were all successful people. We ran out of words to celebrate ourselves, to eulogize ourselves in less than 60 seconds. You know what that meant said to me? We consider it a taboo. We don't have superior mentality. We don't have a dominion mentality. We think like victims. We feel and think we don't even know the difference between humility and confidence. We don't know. We don't know. We don't have a sense of worth, right? And it's so subtle, right? And many of us grew up in environments where they tell you, oh, when an elder is talking, keep quiet, you shut up. And so, unfortunately, we have been programmed not to even value ourselves. Now, someone who doesn't value himself or herself, how can they extend that same right hand of fellowship or value to other people? So mental health is relationship with self. Many of us don't love ourselves. We don't love ourselves. And I talk a lot now about self-love, self-care. This is and in this age and time, there's so much pressure. You cannot deny it. You know what I'm talking about. So much pressure all around us. Pressure to perform, pressure to deliver, pressure to do this, pressure to live up to people's expectations, pressure to please. It's impacting significantly on emotional and the mental health. Teenagers now are falling into depression, right? Marriages are no longer some things is not right with who we are becoming or who we have become. And that is where the real problem, that's where the real struggle really is. Okay? So we don't value ourselves. We don't appreciate ourselves. We don't celebrate ourselves. We don't care for ourselves. I've seen parents, I've seen mothers in particular who burn the midnight candle. They care for the children, they will care for. And then after the children graduate, everybody abandon mama. Nobody's thinking of her. The reason why she doesn't have a house is because of the same children that she labored for. Today, men were a shadow of ourselves, many of us. Some of the things I'm telling you, I had to pay serious attention to them to be free myself. When you are first born, you are more or less set up as breadwinner, as a succor to provide succor to everybody. Anyways, my time is really fast spent and I really need to quickly tidy this up. The third compartment is your physical health. This talks about relationship with your body. With your body. Let me be honest with you. You see, this 1 to 3 is you. This is what describes you. If you are not healthy in these three compartments, nothing else will work. Nothing else. These first three compartments is what describes your total well-being. This is what you now carry to the fourth compartment. I call it relational health. Relational health. Please forgive my handwriting. I just need to be. This is relationship with others. All right? Friends, family, and foe. Whether you have enemy or not, some people have you as enemy. You don't need to have done anything wrong. But you need to know how to relate, not only with people who like you, but even people who are sworn enemies of your life. So your relationship with others. This is horizontal relationships. And let me be honest with you. The healthier you are in this first three compartments, the healthier you will be. So it is the totality of your well-being, the totality of your spiritual, emotional, mental health, and physical health. That's what you carry into your relationships. Oh, nobody likes me. Everybody's victimizing me. It is you are emitting a certain level of energy because all of us are energy beings. You are either, you know, the energy you transmit will determines what you attract or what you repel. And this is where you condition it, the first three compartments. Now, this now impacts on the value you bring into your relationships. And that's why compartment 4 is so critical. Listen, It doesn't matter the level of skill you've acquired. It doesn't matter your level of education. If you are not healthy in the first three compartments, you will sabotage your relationships. You will sabotage your marriage. You will sabotage your business. You will sabotage your finances. Everything, nothing would work. I hope somebody is getting something here. The fifth compartment is your business. Your business, your career, and for those of us who are religious, who are clergymen and women, ministry. This is where it comes. Ministry health. So your business, career, or ministry health. Some of us, we are only in business. So business health. Some of us, we combine business and career and ministry. That's where it falls in. And this talks about relationship with the marketplace. Are you flowing? Are you seeing how everything is connecting? Now you connect with people, relationships with others. That relationship with others ultimately impacts on your relationship with the marketplace. When you relate with marketplace, you'll be talking with people now. You encounter people. Okay? So business, career, ministry, health. Now, this is so important. I want to say a very, very important thing here. You see, your business, your career, your ministry, health speaks to your source of income and impact. But you see, before you get to this business, your business health, you have to be whole in the first three, in these first three compartments. And you have to be solid in your relationship with others. You want to get a job, you want to start a business, people. People are fundamental equation between you and the market. So people are gatekeepers. So the struggle continues because we don't understand this difference, these various compartments. Somebody getting something here. This is so critical. See, since I understood this, I started living a life of comfort and freedom. You now realize that this relational health, your family matters, your friends matter. You don't reach out to friends only when you are in trouble. You call on people, you check on people. Hello, how are you? I just thought to check on you, right? You position yourself as a valuable vessel in the lives of other people. I hope you know that even in the marketplace, if you are a career person, you're a career professional, right? You could have sponsors, you could have mentors in the same organization. I hope you know that nobody gets to the top. Everybody is brought to the top. I hope you know that what you know alone cannot take you to the top. Who you know matters. This is so critical. So the reason people struggle is for not understanding how to fix themselves. A lot of people are even attempting to fix others without fixing themselves, trying to fix their children, trying to fix their spouses, but they have not fixed themselves. The kind of energy you are giving up is the reason why sometimes some people don't just want to associate with you. A friend reached out to me yesterday and said, my brother from another mother that doesn't call me. I say, but you hear from me every month. You can't tell me you don't hear from me. I said, there's something Yoruba people will say, I tete mole. Is somebody who is guilty of something. He knows he's the one that does not reach out so frequently as I do. That's why I put that forward. What's my point? Be that type of a person. And then the sixth one, which is really what everybody is chasing after, that I started with earlier, your financial health. This talks about your relationship with money. Have you not seen, or can you see that if you are all right in the first three compartments and your relationship is intact with others, your relationship with others is intact, it will impact significantly on your business or career or ministry health. And you will make a lot of money, you will make a lot of impact simultaneously. And if you relate well with the money you make, there's no reason why you will not be successful. In our next session, one of the things I'm going to touch on is there is a mindset, right? You see, you can't attract abundance with scarcity mentality. All of that is about this first three. You can't attract abundance with scarcity mentality. The state of your heart is the state of your life. There's a law called the law of attraction. That law states that everything that's happening around you is a direct reflection of what is going on inside you. So if you are not pleased with what is happening around you, you want to first, you know, you want to press the reset button as to what is going on inside of you. Listen, it is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult thing to change, the state of your heart. Changing yourself is the most difficult thing. If we get you right, everything else will be fixed. Everything else will adjust. You are the you are the only variable in the equation of life. Everything else is constant. I can tell you that for free. Economy goes up and down, circumstances change. But listen, if you don't improve, nothing else around you will improve. I know this from experience, and I know this from the people I mentor, I coach, and I've taught over the years, and I've seen massive results. Once we can get you to shift internally, everything else would adjust. Even in marriage, a lot of times we go into our marriages with chisel, with hammer, with screwdriver, with the intention to fix our spouses. And we are not fixed. And guess what? Your marriage will be sweeter when you improve. Your business will improve when you improve. Your finances will adjust to who you are ultimately. So I've said it time and time again that the highest level of income that you have ever made is a direct reflection of the skill, the capacity, the mindset that you possess. And that is what we do at the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge. I recommend you do all you can to enroll for that program. It's a 5-day, power-packed, intentionally crafted to shift your level, right? I won't talk much about that today, but we'll take this a step further on Thursday. Please don't miss it for any reason. And then if you have friends, loved ones, people you care about, members of your church, members of association, your neighbors, feel free, let them know and let them join. It's a Zoom call, and it's going to be 4 p.m. EST on Thursday. It's going to be 9 p.m. UK time, Nigerian time on same Thursday. I look forward to seeing you. Let's take questions, and let's wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, OC. That was really, really beautiful, very insightful. I have learned a lot, and I'm sure that everyone on this call has also learned a lot. Hmm. I like how we started. I like how you mentioned everyone wants money, and money is just an outcome. Money shouldn't be the real thing. Money shouldn't be the first thing that you're chasing after. Instead, you should chase after your well-being and the health of your compartment. And also was really gracious enough to share with us the 6 compartments. And he did not just share them, he shared them in hierarchy. I believe that that is the proper prioritization that we should follow. It starts with your spiritual health, vertical relationship to the emotional, physical, relational, business and career, and financial health. So you can see that it's a process. So what we have noticed that a lot of us do most of the time is we put the last one, which is the financial health, before everything else, and it should never be. So now that we know better, we definitely do better. And like OC also mentioned, if you want anything to improve, you have to improve first. You are the critical success factor, the variable. Why everything remains constant, you are the one who can make that change happen. I really, really love everything that has been shared today and how Particularly, I like how we started this session because it just shows that this is the foundation for wealth creation. This is the foundation. So please, I want each and every one of us on this call to make a promise to ourselves that we will come for the next session because this is just the foundation. No one lives on a foundation. You have to build. So we are building a house. We are building an edifice. We are building something that is truly going to be long lasting. And every building starts with a foundation. So I'm glad that you did not make this session. But the replay will also be available in case you have friends and family that you would like to also listen to this and you want them to join next week. And they're like, why should I join? Then you say, this is the Fortis, listen to this. And make sure you come for the next session. So if we have any questions, I can say we have a question where a participant is asking, when is the challenge? What dates? What are the dates? How much does it cost? So all of those details will be shared. They were first really particular that you got everything that has been shared, right? Because that is what is really, really going to be useful to you. Because everything that you've heard today and much more is what we're going to be sharing. Um, the details are being displayed right now. Please confirm that you can see it. It's starting the 29th of September to the 3rd of October. Please, I really want us to even show up for all of the series before the main financial freedom challenge because that will help you know why you should show up and everything that you need to learn. I like the triangle of life. It's something that is very important. Everybody always forgets that you need to become before you can have. You need to become before you can do. If you want to do better, then you need to become better. It is still everything that we have said. And I'm super glad for everything that we have really heard. I am super pumped. I'm looking forward to every session. Looking forward to every session. And everyone on this call, I really want you to give yourself a digital round of applause. And you know why? Because you're already on the right track. We need to celebrate every win. You don't celebrate when you get to the end. You have to enjoy the process. And this has to do with mindfulness and intentionality. Now your foundation is being built. There are things that you will go home with. There are things you begin to reflect upon and you know that you will never remain the same. Once that mind resets, shift happens, I promise you, you can never go back to where you are, and it means that you have different results, right? So I feel like this session has sort of responded to a lot of questions because I had some questions set where I was saying I was going to ask her, why is it that after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years abroad, people still have nothing to show for it financially. And this simply is well captured. It's the mindset. Because if that mindset, if that foundation is right, you will definitely see results. Because again, something I was thinking about, why do people really travel abroad? It's because you want to earn more. You feel like, oh, there's a greener pasture there. The grass is greener on the other side. But really, it's about the mindset. Because, like something that also you would always say, a lizard in Nigeria cannot be a crocodile abroad. The only difference is the weather condition and all of that, right? So it is still the same weather condition. It is different weather condition, but it's still the same lizard. I see a question saying, is there going to be an evening session in the future for those that work during the day? So the thing is, even if you're unable to participate during the real-time session, the replay is always available. And not just available for that week, but also for an extended period. So maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, depending on how the participation is. We extend this so that you can also catch all the replays and you can even ask questions. Or maybe I should let OC speak to that.
As much as I would love for you to attend that program because we do a deep dive, thorough deep dive, and we leave no stone unturned. The objective for me, like I said, I could continue to do this, is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. But since you are asking the questions, we make the replays available for I think a woman will ask the question, when is the 5-day challenge? You already saw it there. This next edition will be starting on the 29th, Monday, 29th of September, all the way to Friday, 3rd of um, of um, of October. Okay,
Okay.
so if you're ready to be a part of it, the program itself is $299. right? But you have the opportunity to just pay $99 and it's only valid for the first 50 people. We have a lot of people in all the various communities, and some people, it's the replay they watch and then they enroll. So once we have 50 people, the price reverts to 99 again. So you have the opportunity to stay close and take advantage of that. I think we already have a number of people who have already registered, and more people are joining by their numbers. So please reach out to the number +1 um, 470-708 4107. Just send a WhatsApp message, send AFFC to that number, and they will provide you all the details. So please take note. The value you will derive from this program is such that if you attend this program, you feel it was a waste of your money and your time, we will refund you in 7 days. God has blessed me by the grace of God beyond, or it's not money that is motivating me to do the things I'm doing, right? It is really about impact. Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge is not just a source of income, it's also a source of impact. You won't be remembered for all the cars, all the houses you own. You won't be remembered for all that. You'll be remembered for the lives you touched. And that's what this is about. All right. So do all you can. And anybody you truly can. Now, by the way, if you are married, make sure that your registration also qualifies your spouse to join as well. All right. So please, once you register, make sure that your spouse, your significant other, make sure they enroll. You don't want to have drainers in your life. You don't want to have drags and weights. People who slow your speed. They are not, if they're not going to help you move forward, they shouldn't drag you behind. They shouldn't slow you down. Right. So anybody you know and care about, let them be a part of this. Um, so for details on enrollment, please just that's the number on the screen. Take full advantage of it. You will never regret it. Nobody has ever attended any of these programs and feel that it was a waste of their time. I know so because we don't have much time to do justice to these subjects in this webinar. But in the class, in the challenge, it's a challenge indeed. It will challenge your thinking, it will juggle your listen. A lot of us have self-sabotaging thought patterns. A lot of us have self-sabotaging belief systems, right? They were installed. You see, your device, your phone, right, your laptop is just sheer hardware. What gives that hardware functionality is the software inside of it. That is the unseen part of that laptop or that phone or that computer, right? Now, if you uninstall that software and install or you update the software, it will also enhance the performance. That's pretty much what we do during this program. On day one, we focus on personal transformation. On day two, we focus on personal preparation. On day three, we focus on income generation. If you know, see, your greatest wealth is not in how much you have accumulated alone, but in your ability to produce it whenever you need it. That's what we dive deep into on day three. Day four, we focus on asset accumulation. I'm telling you the truth. I'm so excited. I'm pumped up. Even just thinking about what we go through, everything is sequential. Everything feeds on the next. Everything is serving the next. And that's really the way I think. That's my thought process. That's the way I think about everything. I always look at, okay, what is the science behind these results? How do we ensure the repeatability and the predictability? How do we ensure sustainability? Many things we start don't last because we don't put structure. We don't look at the science and create a model around it. And that's why a lot of people can't even transfer their experience. They can't transfer their knowledge also to other people. And that's what you find. On day five, then we'll focus on asset optimization and retention. Oh my goodness, it's going to be mind blowing. I won't talk much about that now. Maybe some other time I will explain in details. But for now, because some people are asking, that's why I'm sharing that. If there's going to be an evening session in the future for those that work during the day, yes, Stella already explained that. Even if you are not going to be able to join during the time of that program, You can watch the replays, right? And there's a whole lot that comes with that that I cannot begin to explain now. Yeah, Abby says, or Ash says, in the financial compartment, do you include teaching on investment stocks, setting up trust? Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah. What time is the challenge daily? It's 11 a.m. EST and 4 p.m. UK time. I know that may not be convenient for a lot of people, but really that's the best way we can uh, put the program together. So once you register and you have enrolled for the program, all you just do is, even if you don't join, which I recommend you do, right? By all means, you see, on Thursday, hopefully I will get into why a lot of people are trapped. I'll get to why a lot of people are trapped in this rat race. I'll hopefully get into that. The level of value where you are operating is the reason why you will never, ever take financial freedom, no matter how hard you work, right? And hopefully we'll touch on that on Thursday when we meet. Yeah. Somebody is asking, how can one
Yeah.
deal with failure of the past that is preventing one from taking some risks? Okay. Can you read the question, Stella, please?
Yes, I was going to call our attention to that question. It's from one of the participants, and it says, how can one deal with failure of the past that is preventing one from taking some risk relating to business or investment? So I think
Fantastic,
that has been starred.
fantastic question you have asked. But let me bust your bubble a little. Show me anybody who has created any measure of wealth who has not lost money at one point or the other. None. I can tell you that. And let me also say this. The experiences of our lives, right, either makes us better or makes us bitter. It's our choice. We cannot determine what life will throw at us, but we can determine how we respond. Okay? I'm talking to you today. You have no idea how much billions I've lost. And so you may be wondering, somebody can lose billions, still be normal. Yes, it's part of the making too. It's part of who we are becoming. There are people who lost millions and they are not okay anymore. They are traumatized forever, right? I've seen people who are trying to play it safe and now they are not safe, right? Um, all of these things are the things we typically cover during the program. I don't want to belabor too much on that, but one of the things you must recognize is that there's nobody who has created wealth who has not lost money at one point or the other. We assess our risks, we assess our risk profile, we match it with the right asset class, right? Those are recommendations I typically give. You also want to assess the attendant risk associated with the various investments and businesses you want to go into. Earlier today, one of our inner circle members, reached out to me and said he was considering his base out of Nigeria, but he's looking to start a production line in Nigeria, a production factory. And he told me the business, and he has done the feasibility study and explained everything. I wanted to get my opinion on it, and I made a statement to him. But he said something before I made that statement. He said he is not afraid to lose money. I said, yes, I like that spirit. I said, because what you fear always end up happening to you. Okay, so I love that spirit. I said, however, with benefit of hindsight, I can tell you, don't start from production. Start from the market. I said, because the owner of the market is way more superior than the owner of the factory. I said, so the person who is coaching you, who is mentoring you in that line of business, already does production. Leverage his factory to build a market. When you have taking over the market, then you can backward integrate into production. I said, use the money to build the market. That's the investment you have now. Use it to a fraction of it, use it to build the market, then backward integrate into production. And then you'll be better off. You know where that came from? Came from experience, came from losses. Today, I'm of tremendous value to captains of industry, to business people, career people, but there's no way I would have been able to provide that level of guidance if I'd never sustained a loss before. Are you guys what I'm talking about? So apart from the fact that knowledge, education, um, 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 environment, relationships all impact on who you become, your losses also is one of them. And if you see it from, you see, I love the way my mentor put it. He said, your losses is school fees. So when you sustain a loss, right, consider it a school fees. When we went to university, you went to primary school, you went to secondary school, high school, secondary school, or university or college, you paid school fees. In life, you also pay school fees. Those losses are part of the school fees, and it's part of the making of the newer version of you. You now know better. Now, history repeats itself because we rarely learn from history. So one of the things you now need to do is to sit down, what could I have done differently, right? With the benefit of hindsight. This is why I've shared it time and time again. Life is lived forward, but understood backward. We are smarter today because we learned from what we could have done differently before. If you are still repeating error, you are still repeating mistakes again and again, then you really have not learned from those losses. So the question is, what did you get wrong? I just got this book during the week, Making It Big by um, Femi Otedola, and phenomenal story. In fact, I've never read any African book that is this transparent, calling names, mentioning details. No, 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 no. It's just, I mean, this is an African multi-billionaire, right? And he laid it all bare. Well, one of the reasons, and this was a guy that came to his own wits' end at a point in time. He lost practically everything. Everything he has labored for years went down the drain in just splits, split days. I don't want to use split minutes or hours, in split days. And he bounced back. That person has something to tell you. Okay, so I recommend you get that book. It's available on Amazon. You can order for it. All right. How would you start this digital business when you have £0 capital and without any experience, please? Okay, so there's no, yeah, fantastic question you've asked. To start a digital business, you need a phone, you need internet. That's what you, and you need yourself. Those are the things you require. I recommend build a community. It still comes back to people. Build a community. Um, Build a community, digital community, right? There are sit-at-home moms, there are working moms, there are single moms, there are single dads out there who are looking for other alternative sources of income to augment their 9 to 5. Like I often say, your 9 to 5 may be paying certain levels of bills, but your 5 to 9, right, can service your destiny, can service your financial future. And that's what you should begin to consider. So the best way to go about it would be to start building a community, right? Build a community, digital community once a week. If you do once a week and you can get people into that room every week, you'll be amazed at what can happen to your revenue over time. If you do that once a week, you show up once a week for the next 1 year, you will never lack money again. I just gave you a principle that has not failed. As far as this digital age, this digital economy is concerned, I just gave you a formula. Um, and if you have never attended the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge, I would recommend you do. It will be a tremendous blessing to you. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. For enrollments, just send AFFC. to on WhatsApp. Please on WhatsApp, not text message, on WhatsApp, send it to +1 470 708 4107.
Thank you very much for that, OC. I do hope that every participant that has asked their questions have gotten responses. I wanted to also add that one of the reasons why you joined the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge is for you to know that you are the money making machine, not what you do. Like I said, money is the outcome. So you'll be well trained to the extent that even when you have losses, you are able to replicate it because you are the critical success factor. You are the one producing the money. The money is not the one controlling you. So I just thought that I should also add that.
Thank
And
you.
also, and
Advice.
also, thank you, Pa. And also to also let us know that your life is a process. Your life is interesting, and life will always be about ups and downs, losses and wins, and that's what makes the story interesting.
Absolutely.
If Otedola, like Osi showed us that book, we're always saying, "Oh, everything was going smooth, smooth, smooth." Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to buy the book, but because you know, and we've seen in the headlines still that he faced almost bankrupt, getting names, being dragged here and there. That's the reason why you're buying the book. That is why you want to listen to him. One thing that Osi has also mentioned is the man that you should be afraid of is the man that has never lost anything or
Yeah.
the man that has no scar. Everybody you see that you admire, that you want to be like them, they're a combination or a bundle of losses, scars. Like the way we know generals in the army is by their injuries.
Yeah.
So those badges that you see, they did not come on a platter of gold or come very easy. They did not just give it to them. They merited it. They deserved it. And then later they come in. Yes. The only thing, like Mercy said, is next time you don't you would assess your risk very well, you do your due diligence very well. And that is why the Active Financial Freedom Challenge is a place where you want to do it. We wish it would share everything. But imagine having deep dive on just one key area for 3 hours and treating that in just this 1 hour session. It's really not possible. And we're super excited that each and every one of us will join. Another reason why you should know that the Achieve Financial Freedom Challenge is one to have on your bucket list to achieve within the next month is because we've had people attend every segment. We've had people join the first cohort, second cohort, third cohort, and they're still coming again. And no cohort is the same thing, right? So you are in for a great time and illuminating time. Like your mind will really shift. Your life will never remain the same. And the thing is, I know you'd be like, does that mean that I'm going to grow taller or fatter or chubbier? No. Sometimes growth is invisible. It's first inside.
Yeah.
Then you now begin to see the working. You just say that somebody tells you about an idea, and the way you ruminate over it is different from what you would have done before now. So
Absolutely.
this is really a place where you want to be. And this is not to sound, this is what failed you, but this is really to tell you as a returnee every time how my life has been transformed from attending. So if you have any questions, any clarifications, please reach out to that WhatsApp number. We're happy to have you as the first 50 to take advantage of the $99 opportunity. And like we've also mentioned here, if you are married, your spouse can also join you. It's very important that you build wealth together. Wealth is not a solo journey. So we're welcoming you to Active Financial Freedom Challenge. I think the fourth edition, if I will be correct,
Yeah.
and we're happy to have you join this edition. So if we have any questions, we'll be happy to take it. And in the absence of that, please reach out for the replay. It will be shared on the WhatsApp group as well. And we're going to take it away. Also, do you have any other thing for us?
You've nailed it. So we'll see you again on Thursday.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone. And remember that the essence of life is not in its duration, but in its donation. And donation goes beyond money. Leave a legacy for your children that is beyond money. Come and get knowledge at the Achieve Financial Freedom webinar. We look forward to seeing you again this Thursday. Please set your alarms and you'll be happy and excited. Osi has already mentioned that one thing he's going to be sharing with us next week is why a lot of people are trapped. You are not a rat. You are more than a rat. See you in the next class. For now.